3rd of January 1899 at number 7 Gladys Road, Bearwood, Birmingham. Queen Victoria was on the throne. Britain was the major world power and the Boer War had not yet begun. The 20th century was about to begin. My mother, who was only 22, died 12 days after I was born. I was later told that I too was very weak. My father's mother already had 9 children when I was born. My father was the eldest, but took me in as one of the family and brought me up with the others in our house at number 33, 3 Shires Oak Road. In those days, children who had no parents were sent to the workhouse, where the old were also put when they had nowhere else to go and no money. It would have been pretty grim. My father also went back home to live, but was, as I was later told, heartbroken by the loss of his wife, whom he had loved very much. He took to drinking and lost interest in work and life in general. There must have been many quarrels between him and my grandmother as a result.
I'll be Robin Day.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask you some questions.
Oh, I see.
Is this all your own work then, Mrs. Stait?
Exactly.
It's very good. And do you hope to get it published one day?
No, just for the family.
I see. And has any of the family actually seen it?
Yes, they both have now.
And no doubt it went down very well.
Well, so I've been told.
Yeah.
The camera is running, so
Running,
off we go then. Read a little bit more of the next.
I grew up in the family without realising that the other children were not my brothers and sisters,
Ah, I see. Mm-hmm.
but my aunts and uncles, and it was a great shock to me to be told by a girl I went to Sunday school with that Will, whom I had believed to be my brother, was in fact my father, and that I had no mother. I couldn't get home quickly enough to find out if this was true.
How old were you then?
My grandmother,
How old
about
were you?
12, 10 or 12.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was extremely understanding and took me upstairs to see a large picture of my mother in her bedroom and said your mother was too good for this world. I cried a lot. I don't remember much more about this, except that she gave me my mother's Bible, which I still have.
That must have been quite a moment for you.
Well, it was a very, very unhappy moment, that was.
Mm.
Imagine thinking it was your mother and going home to somebody told you that it was... I don't know why they didn't tell me in the first place.
Well, that's the bit that seems a bit odd, looking back on it.
Well, maybe they thought I wasn't old enough.
But if you were 10 or 12, you'd
Yes, I was old enough to take it in. I wonder, Francie or somebody didn't say something about it, you know. Or,
You weren't 5 or 6.
Oh no, because I shouldn't go to Sunday school that far away. Sunday school was quite a long way away.
Oh, that's fine.
I was at least 10, anyway. Yeah.
That's very odd, that.
Well, it is odd, but there's a lot of odd things going on here.
It's all in here, is it? Yeah. Right, read on a bit
My father
further.
was always very proud of me and gave me a penny every week. The others gave me a halfpenny.
What others?
Well, there was aunts and uncles at home.
Ah, but they weren't much older than you, some of them.
Always. Some of them I keep telling you. Sally, I think, was 20.
Oh, I see. One you were
And then
10.
there was, yes,
Oh.
and some were lower than that. I don't say they all did, because I mean, I've read it, and I found out how old they were, and now I found out that Archie was 4 when I went to live there, Katie was 6, and Charlie was 8, and somebody was 10, so there must have been, we were all going to school together.
Yeah.
Well, in my imagination, they were all grown up.
Oh, I see. Yes.
You know.
Just because they were older than you.
That's right.
So they didn't all give you a halfpenny, but some of
Oh
them...
no.
They were...
When I was about 5 or 6, my dad's brother
Excuse me.
bought a sweet and grocery shop in Milcott Road, where he sold bread and sweets, bacon, butter, and all the other things a grocer sells. My Aunt Sally managed it. In fact, if I remember rightly, it belonged half to her and half to Uncle Ted. It cost them about £50 each.
Where did you get that figure from?
Well, it's always in my mind, that is. I don't know. It could have been 25, but I always had a feeling it was 50.
Well, that's a shop for £100
Yes.
in 1904.
Yes, but I
Or
don't think
1900.
they'd buy the shop. It would be like these people that it probably they have to pay rent. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be a shop like you'd go and buy a shop right out. They'd just buy
They
all
just
the.
hired it.
That's right.
Did they?
Well, not hired it or rent it. Rent it. That's the word.
Good work.
Hired it.
You could rent a shop for £100 forever, or was it £100
No,
a
I
year?
think what happened, Tony, was this is as far as I can remember.
It should be.
When
good.
you take a shop over like that,
Yes, yeah.
the people that are leaving leave some stuff there, don't they? Like butter and sugar, and you can't just say for sale, everything to be closed like it is now. And I think this was the cost of buying the materials that were there, you know, £2 of sugar and
Oh, I see.
a tin of what's it. And then you had to pay the rent like you paid rent on a house. That's what I've up here.
Oh, you may be right.
I've said this once or twice, I was never a very strong girl. You got
Have
to
you
88 and you haven't done too bad.
That's
So
what you've
that-
written here, is it? I was never
No,
a very strong. Oh,
Yeah, it's been said twice already.
Has it?
So
Perhaps
the
you wanted-
doctor told my grandmother to let me play outside as much as possible. As a result, I became rather a tomboy. There seemed to be only boys to play with. The other girls probably had to stay in and help their mothers.
That's not yours. Pete put that in, I bet.
No, I put it in. I put it in. I often got into scuffles with them, and apparently had such a reputation that mothers used to lock the entry doors when they saw me coming. They did, honest. When I could find time from my playing, I used to help Sally by taking groceries to people's homes on Saturday night. And some of the people, this is quite true what I'm telling you,
Oh.
and some of the people turned out to be rather unpleasant characters. I was reluctant to tell Sally. I didn't want to go to some houses, and she would of course have wanted to know why, and I was too embarrassed to explain. One man, I remember, came to the door without a stitch of clothing on. I never went there again. I don't know how Sally ever found out, but I never told her.
Good Lord.
But I think I might have confidentially told our Francie. I could tell our Francie all my little
I see.
stories, and she must have told him.
Right, let's have a look at what we got.